Okay, a little while ago, I got introduced to a book. Now, we're all in search of indie comics that we can support. But here's the deal. Let's keep it real. Not every indie comic that comes out we're all going to be fans of. There are certain comic books that I like and there are certain comic books that are just not really my style. They're not what I like. And so I see a lot of indie comics. Some people recommend some indie comics, and when I look into them, I'm just like, this is not for me. But this one particularly, the letterer or one of the letterers, I think, I'm not sure if he has lettered I don't think he lettered Yaira. I think he did letter Alpha Core, and I don't know about Horseman. I'll have to go back and check. Eric Weathers, he mentioned this book that he works on, and I didn't know something about this. It's called Battle Brick Road, this book right here. Now, I ordered number one and number two. I just got through reading number one, and I am here to tell you I enjoyed this story. It is a modern take on The Wizard of Oz, and man, is it done well. So let me get into some of this before I forget because I want to give credit where credit is due. So let me find it. Okay, so the writer is Zeb Hatfield, and the art is by Eric Weathers. Colors by Vinicius Townsend, and letters by Eric Weathers. Now, I'm going to tell you, I did not know. Let me also hold on. So the editor, I don't want to miss this. So there's variant covers that you can buy. There's a cover by Eric Weathers and Farah Normaliza, and a variant cover by Kenneth Rockfort, and the editor is Brandon Crowther. I wanted to make sure I give credit to all the people who worked on this. I did not realize that Eric Weathers was such a good artist. Eric, man, I had no idea. His art style is, what can I compare it to? His art style will be in the vein of maybe like I don't want to, I want to say it in some ways, it reminded me of John Byrne in some ways. He has very, very intricate backdrops, and the details in his characters are just enough. Some people go like really in depth with the character detail, and some people draw characters with enough detail that you can make everything out, but it all works and it's visually pleasing. He was able to do that in this book. There's one panel. I don't want to give it all away. I'm sure many people have probably read this this first book. The second one, of course, obviously just coming out, but I bought them together. This panel right here, I wanted to show this because I think this really does showcase. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it right there. I think this showcases the workmanship of Eric Weathers. He does some really fantastic pencil work. So the premise, you're in a dystopian Earth. It looks like some kind of blight has taken over, similar to Interstellar. And it appears that there is a father and daughter. The daughter is Dorothy. Man, I can't remember the last name already. I literally just read through this book. But anyway, the father is running away from something. He appears to be a scientist or an engineer of some sort. I hadn't really got that hashed out completely in this first book, but he seems to have created something, and someone seems to be abusing the thing he has created. This happens a lot in a lot of books, but it was done really well in this one. I'm trying to get to where it shows. Yes, Dorothy Gale. Dorothy Gale. Now, oftentimes when somebody attempts to take on a book like The Wizard of Oz, which is a classic, and do a modern telling, at times it falls flat. This did not fall flat at all. Zeb Hatfield, man, you did a wonderful job with this story. And I will tell you, I was very interested from the opening salvo to the end of the book. And at the end of the book, there's a short story that kind of gives you a little more detail as far as what happened, something that happened in the beginning of the book. So Dorothy running away with her dad, the earth is covered. I'm assuming most cities are covered. Well, in the United States are covered by dust. Like I said, some kind of blight or something took over. Dust bowl, a new dust bowl. And he's running from these people. And he created this device, this AI device to watch over his daughter called Toto. It's like a little orb that has all kind of weapons and it flies and it protects his daughter. He's running away. They get to a certain spot. There's a dust storm. They stop, but the person hunting them down finds them, has on some kind of exosuit of some sort, finds him. The daughter, of course, is hidden. He lets his daughter know, look, you're going to have to go without me. He's sending his daughter to find his brother, her uncle, which is a general in some kind of standing army in one of the last standing cities in the U.S., which is, I think it was New Chicago. Like I said, I just read through and I wanted to give my raw reaction right after reading it. And, you know, of course, she finds her uncle. She grows up and she's been looking for her dad ever since. Well, a message came in. I'm skipping over a lot of details, just kind of giving you a brief run through. They figure out where her dad is. He leaves this cryptic message and he's in a place called Oz. Now this is, and it's in Kansas. So Kansas is the center of the Dust Bowl. Kansas is covered by feet of dust from what we hear. But when she gets there, she touches down and lands. And where she lands, it's plush. There's trees. There's creatures. There's like life that she's never seen before. She's never seen green like this. This is Oz. Again, I'm not going over all of the details. I'm just giving you some brief things about the book. The way they took elements from the original Wizard of Oz story and incorporated a new twist, a dystopian world, a father with technology seeking to protect his daughter, an uncle in one of the last standing cities that's clearly some kind of general in some standing army. She goes on this mission to find her dad, ends up in this place called Oz. And to her, it's odd because she's like, wait, from satellite footage, this place is covered in dust. And she's hunted down by some people when she gets there. The people are being mind controlled by this AI that's a watcher. You have the North Watcher, the South Watcher, the East Watcher. And I believe, was this the, man, like I said, I just read through, so forgive me. I didn't take any notes. I just wanted a raw reaction. Anyway, much like the Wizard of Oz, the Watcher brings her in and is trying to make her one of these people that she sees around them. They have on these helmets. And like I said, they're being mind controlled by this AI. So they all have one mind. So they corral her into this mansion where this AI is going to try to make her into one of these people. Well, the AI didn't know about her AI, Toto. So as they're going back and forth and she's trying to figure out what's going on, she says, Toto, now. He drops her escape pod on top of this Watcher, killing her and releasing everybody from this mental hold. Now, she met a group of mercenaries along the way that managed to escape this mind control from the Watcher, and they were helping her stay off the streets. But anyway, she winds up getting with them and she's searching for her father. Now, it gets brutal. Like on the way to this mission, they run into flying monkeys. Like not flying monkeys, they were gorillas. Like, and it got down and dirty. Like this really, yeah, I was impressed. I was impressed. I was none of what happened is what I was expecting. I remember when Eric gave the initial premise of the book, and I thought, okay, well this sounds interesting. I'm intrigued. And I thought, like, for the life of me, I thought it was going to be like, now don't get me wrong, it is in line with The Wizard of Oz, but it's such a different and modern take. And to Zeb Hatfield's credit, he gave much care. You can tell from reading the intro to the book, he has great respect. He's from Kansas, has great respect for the story of The Wizard of Oz. And it's something that definitely had a profound effect on him as a child. And you can tell the care that he put into this book. I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot of indie creators that don't really take the time to put quality into the work they put out. You can tell where, like, I've read, or like online, when people mention different indie creators, and I've gone to look into it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm interested in this. I don't know if this is my thing. It quality wise, it just didn't look like something that I would be interested in. Now, that's not to say it's not good. There's a lot of independent stuff that people read that just is not my thing, and I won't read. But, we all have our likes and dislikes. But this book, I'm going to tell you what I think about this book. I think more people should buy this book. There should be more people talking about this book. For the story, it is stellar. And for Eric Weathers' art, again, it is stellar. This is great work. This should be a book that is bought by more people. I'll tell you, when I read this, what I thought to myself, I could easily see something like this being turned into, like, maybe a sci-fi cartoon or even a movie. I think it would probably work better as a cartoon. I could see a movie happening, but as a cartoon, this would be marvelous. This was a good story. This was a really good story. I'll put a link to the Battle Brick Road website in the video description. But man, I really thoroughly enjoyed this.